Using Trello to manage a Body Corp. Presented to you by the Village Carverau. In this video we will discuss the Android app installation for the Trello app, moving cards in the Trello app, the activity menu in Trello app, and how to take photos out of the Trello app right into the cards in Trello.
So, first thing we need to do, of course, in order to get the Trello app on the device is to install it. So we go, it might look a little bit different depending on your Android version, but what you want to find is the spot. Sometimes you have to swipe up, sometimes you have to press those buttons. The spot where you can find all your apps nicely stacked on top of each other. And in these apps you will find something that looks a bit like a play button down here. It's called Play Store. And the Play Store, you tap on the Play Store, and depending on where you are, sometimes it looks like that. You want to go back to this screen here, and in this screen you will find on the top there is a search for apps, a search part. So you tap in the search and you search for Trello. Let's see, where's my finger? Trello. And it should come up right away with this blue button that you're used to from your computer, from your browser. So if you go here and tap on that, and you see this is how it needs to look like. Depending on your phone it might look a little bit different, but it has to be this symbol, and it has to say under the description Trello Inc. in green, because that way we know it's the original app and not some other app that is able to work with Trello in some way, but we want the original because we know that one works. Okay, so we install that by tipping install. And sometimes it asks to complete your account. Sometimes it installs right away, but we don't need any of this credit card information or something, so we go skip. And it is installing. Now all of this of course requires that you have your email address connected to your phone. Right. So we could of course open it from here, but I rather show you how to open it from your home screen. So I go back and press the home button, and now I put it on here. But in case it doesn't do that and you want it right on the screen here, you can again go back to all the apps where everything is stacked nicely, and then you will find somewhere here, right here on the bottom, Trello, and you tap on it, hold it, and then it either says add to cart or it gets you right to the home screen, and there you can decide where to put it. So I just put it right here, right on the home screen. And with that we can start the app by tapping on it. And it asks us to either sign up or log in. Now most of you already have a login, so we go to login. And since I am logged in on this phone with my Gmail account, I can just go log in with Gmail, since I also used my Gmail account to connect to Trello. And my Gmail account is also my Trello account. So log in with Google. And that might take a little bit. It will ask me what Gmail account do you want to use. If you don't have that, you can just use your username and password, whatever you're usually using. So of course I want this. And it's loading. It gets me to the boards, and the one that we want to have a look at is the Body Corp training. Cool. So that's it. That's how you get into the Trello app on your phone, how to install it and how to get into it. Now, as you can see, it looks a little bit different from what you're used to from your computer screen. The main thing is that it is now optimized for your phone, which means you can only see one list at a time, otherwise it would be all tiny. And so in order to see the other lists, you go with your finger, tap on here, move. And then you go with your finger, tap in here, move. With your finger tap and hold, move. And as you can see, you really have to be, you tap it and you hold it and move over. And this is why the phone just moved. So if I want to go the other way back, I go tap and move. Tap and move. Tap and move. Just in the other direction. So now we're on the front again. Now, you got to be a bit careful here, because if you don't tap somewhere where there's nothing, if you tap on the list, for example, and move, it works, but it's also very easy to accidentally move something around. Like, for example, this list. If you tap and hold the list, you could move the list around, and now we have Alan in first place and to do in second, and of course we don't want that. We want to do in the front, so I move that back here. So just tap and move, ideally in this case green, or ideally in a place where there is no text or no card, no list or anything. Now, in order to move a thing that we need to move, and that also goes for the app, is cards. So if we need to move a card, we tap and hold until it looks a little bit different. I want to just see if I can get this a little bit closer up. I probably better move the camera a little bit down. Yeah, the old camera doesn't have a zoom. That should be good. So you see, I tap and hold on the card test, and then it comes up with a couple of things. It says up on top here, move to archive. Now that's something that we shouldn't use at all, because it makes the card disappear into the archive and we can't see it, we don't know what's going on. And then I have to get it out again. But you also see how it's now in this kind of quirky position. And when you have it in this position, you can move the card around, you can move it up and down, and if you let go of it, it will go there. So if we want to move test to me, we tap, hold until it makes this quirky thing and shows drag to archive, and then we go and hold it and move it over there. But we don't want to move it to Alan, we want to move it to me, to Chris. So we go here and then we let go, and that way we have the card test now in the Chris list. But let's go back to the front. tap, hold, move. Now, the other thing that is missing on here that we have on the big computer screen is the activity menu. The activity menu, as you might have guessed already, is behind these 3 dots here. So if we go here and tap on the 3 dots, we can see all the menus. And if we tap activity, we can see here what I did as under the village, what I did under my own name, and what Alan did before. And if you want to go back, you just go to the little arrow up here. And if you want to go back out of there, you just move that up here, just take the arrow key, the back key. Right. Let's see if I can move the camera back up again. Like this. Now to the last point that is different on the app to the Trello web page, and that is photos. Now you have a camera on your phone, so you can take photos right away out of the Trello app without having to take them, copy them to your computer and upload them there. Now you can take a photo right into Trello, and for that I first go and get the little test card back. So I tap on test, hold it, whoops, you see, it's a bit more tricky. I do it again because it already moved. So I tap and hold until it is, say, drag to archive up here, and it has this little crooked position, and then I can move it around, hold and move it into to do. And here I'll just go and tap it to open it, and now I have down here, I'll move that up, I have down here a big green plus, and that opens a separate menu. And this menu here allows me to go and attach something, attachment. Now you have to tap on that, and now it says on the top, take photo, and that's exactly what we want to do. We want to take a photo right out of the Trello app. So I tap on that, and now the camera is open, but of course I got to lift it up a bit, and we just take a picture of this pen, and I hit the shutter, and now it asks me down here, what do I want to do? Is I want to cancel, do I want to rotate it, or do I want to upload it into Trello? And I want to upload it into Trello, which is this little tick. So I go here, if you do it the first time, it will ask you, is it okay? If the phone will ask you for permissions. That's a security setting, and you just say allow, and then it will start uploading the picture. And now, as you can see, it made it automatically. The latest picture will always be the picture for the job, and now it is there. Cool. And if you want to get out of the job again, you know, just press the little arrow on the top, and that way we have taken a photo right out of Trello and right into Trello. Cool.
Thank you for watching. In our next video, we will only discuss frequently asked questions, and that will then complete the Using Trello to Manage a Body Corp seminar, brought to you by the Village Kavrau.